Yo, what's up, guys? Wanted to get on here and make another video. I think something that I think should be fully transparent. I've been like kind of reflecting since I made like the first video, and I have something here on my phone. So if I am looking on towards this way, it's because I'm just kind of like something I'm going to kind of like use as bullet points to kind of like help me just express and keep me in a linear thought pattern. But I think I just wanted to express and make more transparent about why I am I made this channel, and like why I plan to just get on here and make a video whenever I feel the urge to do it. And so I guess in a way, my channel like mission statement, which I just want this to be for a, a space for like honest growth, self-reflection, discipline, and spiritual grounding. I just want to share what I'm learning about integrity, and self-trust and emotional regulation, and healing. And one important thing that made me want to make this video and make this clear is because I want to make sure that the videos that I'm making come from a place of true alignment, with myself, and with me just wanting to share thoughts and wisdom and experiences, and hopefully that will help someone. But I don't want this to turn into at all or seem as if I'm performing or I'm seeking validation or turning anyone else's pain into content. That's the perfect way that I can kind of explain as to why I just want to make it clear and known as to what my videos and what I want my videos to stand for. And yeah, I think, yeah, overall the compass of my current trajectory is truth over just performance, growth over like image, and wisdom over exposure. Like that's kind of like what my moral compass is currently in this stage, in this chapter. I just want to make sure that everything that is being expressed and that is coming out of me is stripped down and stripped away from any kind of reason as to me wanting any validation or anyone to see me or anything like that. I think it's just for me to speak freely, for me to hold myself accountable for actions, and hurt that I've caused to myself and to others. And it's easy to go through a situation where yeah, like you're in a way kind of just faced with your mistakes, your errors as a person. As like the mirror is right there in front of you, and now you're like seeing everything, you're seeing every flaw, and it's easy to just kind of like try to go through that situation of trials and tribulations, of now like you're facing the repercussions of your mistakes. And I think as a man, and I was reading this article like today, earlier in the morning, and as to like why I decided to make this video is like it's easy to, like, I don't want to make my current journey that I'm in right now, my journey of healing and understanding and like spiritual self-growth, like type of awakening, just about that. Like it's easy to make it very like self-centered and make, like, just make it about you and making yourself like the main arc, you know, like you're going through this growth arc and blah 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 blah. Like it's very self-centered. I agree, and I think I hadn't thought about it that way, you know, as to like you instead of thinking. I bring this up because I had to reflect with myself and like making sure that what I'm doing and the work that I'm doing, the growth, you know, that no one sees, you know, me getting on the camera and saying and speaking is something that I would do regardless. I would do it I would do it on the phone just as a voice recording because I just want to share, you know. But now, like, I have to ask myself, like, is this something you would do regardless, you know, if no one was watching in private? And yes, like, but it's easy to forget, it's easy to get lost and in a way make you very like egotistical and about yourself only, especially when you're in a situation that you put yourself in because of mistakes that you did, you know, to someone else, to whatever the case may be. But for me, it's causing hurt, causing harm, you know, to someone, to people, you know, in an emotional way. So, like, the person who was the receiver, who received the pain, who received the hurt, you know, you can't make that person the backdrop of your growth, of your awakening, of your mirroring now, and this person, this situation, this circumstance showed you, and now it's about it becomes very like self-centered. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but it's something that I truthfully had to reflect on for like the last hour or so, because I want to make sure that even with this channel, even with this video, the last video, I want to make sure that everything that I say and that I speak up on and I just dump into this is honest, and it's raw, and it's genuine, and it's because I want to just be able to help anyone else kind of maybe going through a situation, but also as well, like, not forgetting that you have to like hold yourself accountable. You have to do the work regardless of, you know, there's no one to perform for. Me doing this video, I'm just doing it because it helps me, it makes me feel good, it and I want to see if it'll help anyone else, you know. That's it, you know. I'm still doing the work behind the curtains, you know, when nobody's watching. Like, there's other things that I do, but this is not me. This is not for me to overly explain what I'm doing, or really like make this just about me, you know. This is just me expressing, me vocalizing what I feel through my body. And yeah, like, so I don't know if any of this made sense. I hope it did. I think it made more sense in my head when I was thinking about it. Usually that's how it goes with me. I think whenever I feel this sense of like I need to say something, or I need to write something, or I need to speak something, whether it's just kind of like a voice memo or a video like this, sometimes I have to do it like right away, because if not, I forget, and then my kind of like my thoughts get too jumbled to kind of like, it's hard for me to express. So even right now, it's kind of hard for me to kind of get better at vocalizing and expressing through video, just kind of what I'm thinking and what it is that I want to portray and make people understand or feel. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I have. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think I just want to make sure that everything that I continue to do is reflecting my true mission, my moral compass, my, you know, me sharing the truth just to share the truth, not because I'm asking for witnesses. I'm hoping that someone sees this. Like, this is just me being vulnerable and being honest and doing this for my growth and for the growth that people will feel when they encounter me, when I come into a room, and I don't mean that to like I'm seeking the validation. I'm seeking people to feel the change, to feel like I don't need people to feel a change. I'm doing this because I want people to feel safe around me. I want people to feel comfortable. I want to be able to hold space for others to feel good, to be able to feel vulnerable, to be able to know that they can confide in me and trust in me with whatever it is that they're going through. If it's a stranger, if it's someone I know, it doesn't matter. So that's like what I want, what I'm seeking. And I'm seeking as well to be able to get a better understanding of a different perspective, of a perspective of not just me as the person who made the mistakes, but also as putting myself in the perspective, in the shoes of the other person, of the receiver who felt the sting, who felt the crash, who felt the hurt of my mistakes. So that's kind of where I want to be at. That's where I want that balance to be. I don't ever want this to be very narcissistic, egotistical, very self-centered, just about me, and very just like villain arc, not villain arc, sorry, just like an arc, a self-growth arc. And it's just very self-centered. It's just about like, oh, now it's time for me to grow because I did this, and now I need to go through this, and like I don't know. Like, I think all that has to be stripped away, and you have to find your true inner reasoning as to like why it is that you want to change. It can't be just because you want to be better, you want to become better, and like, oh, now you're faced with the repercussions, and now like you have to change. It can't just be, I don't know, like there has to be a deeper meaning. There has to be, you can't just make it about yourself. Sometimes you have to have empathy towards your mistakes, towards the people as well. Like, don't let the circumstances, don't let the situations just become a backdrop of your growth. Like, you have to combine those two together. You have to you have to be in that situation. You have to see how certain things you did impacted other people. Like, don't just put the lens on you, on like what you did, and like why you did it, and why you're trying to find like your own, like, and it's okay. Like, that's actual work as well. Like, you finding the root, you finding the patterns, trying to understand, like, okay, where does this repeated behavior come from? Like that's part of the work, that you need to do that. You can't just, but don't just make it about that. You have to ask the hard questions as well. Maybe the ones that you try to avoid, and that are difficult to put yourself in, because maybe you're trying to avoid thinking about the other person that you put in that situation, about how they feel, about how it impacted them. Like, that's very, very important, just as important as you doing your actual inner root work, finding your patterns of what it is that you did and why you did it. Like, combine those two together, and I promise, like, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm trying to make sure that I stay stabilized in that position of making sure that it wasn't just, like, this didn't just mirror into me and my flaws and what I've done, but also like remind yourself of that other person, of the other circumstance, of whatever it is, that you think that you fell short on. Just put yourself in their shoes, and I promise you it'll help you so much better with navigating your growth and becoming a better human, a better person for others, not just for yourself, you know? And yeah, I think that's all I have. But yeah.